thank you everybody for joining us today. If you are here, hopefully you already know a little bit about Slingshot. But here today we're myself, Casey McGuigan as our product owner, and we have Jason Barris on the line as well, who will be fielding some of our questions that are coming through. But we're here today to give you a basic demo of Slingshot. Hopefully you've started a little bit, you've logged in, you've played around with it, and this will really just help you get started even more. And then throughout the course of the webinar, any questions that you have, feel free to use the live Q&A. And if it's topical, maybe Jason will interrupt or we'll catch up on them at the end of the webinar. Just a super quick few slides, just in case you don't know, kind of giving you our Slingshot vision here. Slingshot is our all-in-one digital workplace to boost team results. So we bring together your data analytics, your project management, your file management, chat, goals, and strategies with all within one application. And some of our core pillars really here are to keep everybody in the know, ensure everybody's using data to make better data-driven decisions, strive to accomplish your goals, and increase performance and accountability. So how do we kind of accomplish those things in Slingshot? Well, you have effective project management that you'll see, where you have the ability to create tasks, manage projects, look at your tasks in different views, set task dependencies, and have conversations directly within your tasks. We also have synchronization of content. So there is collaboration and in-context chatting going on really everywhere in Slingshot, whether you're in a task and you need to have a conversation at your team and project level, you can have transparent conversations and discussions. And then you'll also see how you have your one-on-one and group chat as well in Slingshot. And then real-time collaboration within those threaded discussions. So they are transparent for everybody in your teams and projects to see within different topics and discussions to keep things organized. So you're not searching and constantly scrolling through different threads to go back and find what it is that you need. And then our data-driven insights. So inside of Slingshot, you'll see that we have a full business intelligence engine right inside. So the ability to connect to your Google Analytics, your Google Ads, your Twitter, your Facebook ads, and bring all of that data right into the application where you're managing your projects and you're collaborating with your team, really leads to those data-driven insights that we're looking to drive with this product. And then getting really quick to the purpose of this webinar, we're going to dive into a quick demo here. And Jason, can you confirm that you're seeing Slingshot?
Yep, looks good. And there was a couple questions or just comments from people. There's a lot of beginners here, so they're looking forward to seeing some basics on how this whole thing works.
Okay, awesome. So even starting kind of high level then, there is a link on our website to download really any platform that you want to use for Slingshot. So if you come to our homepage in the product dropdown, we have the download apps here. And you can see that we support your Android, your iOS, your Mac, Windows, and web downloads. So we have the same features and functionality across all different platforms, and we support every platform that you would want to be on. So definitely come download the mobile app, whatever it is that you want, right from your app store or from our website. So coming into Slingshot, when you first log into Slingshot, over here on your left-hand side is where your main navigation is kind of happening. So you have your My Stuff up here, you have your organization, and you have your different workspaces and projects on the left-hand side. Here you can also pivot between your bookmarks that I'll show you. And then we have a concept of groups that's coming in our next release in about a month, actually. So when I'm in my stuff section here, I have a little overview where I can see all of the bookmarks for myself that I have quick access to. And within Slingshot, you can bookmark really anything. You can bookmark a dashboard. You can bookmark a list of tasks, a specific project, even a point of conversation that you're having with your team that maybe you need to go back and reference, or you always want just quick access right to that point. You can bookmark a specific point of a conversation. Here, I can see anything for myself that is due this week. So this is bringing in your project management right into your overview. And this is any task that is assigned to me from no matter where it is in Slingshot, whether it's in my personal area or any of these workspaces and projects over here on the left-hand side. And then by mentions, so any mentions that I have waiting for me to get back to in the application will also appear here for me to be able to kind of run through quickly. Something that's really useful for in the morning when you need to catch up on maybe some things that you've missed. Everything is right here for you, right in your view. So when you come over to your tasks here, you'll have a little area for my tasks, an area to create your own personal lists, and then filters. So within your My Tasks area, this is any task that is assigned to you that, it, again, exists anywhere. And then from here, you have the ability to create your own. So maybe like I needed to set my own goals that doesn't necessarily fall into a specific project, or I need to update my bio blog. These are my own personal tasks for myself. And then for your filters, you can come here and create different filters around any of your tasks. So I created this one to set my priorities. And if I just come into edit here, you can see how this is anything assigned to me. It has a due date of this week, or it's overdue, or it needs to start this week. So this is really a nice way to prioritize your week, so you know what needs to get done, what needs to start, and what you haven't yet completed that you maybe needed to last week. And then personally, I like this in a little Kanban view, but you'll also see the timeline view as well. And then coming over to content here, content is a way for you to pull together really anything. So you have all of your cloud storage providers, and you have content that's living in Google Drive, you have content that's on SharePoint, you have URLs for research, and it's a way to bring all of those assets together. So you can connect to any cloud storage that you're using. You can pin things by uploading them, you can pin dashboards, you can pin links to specific task lists. So it's a way for you to really organize all of your content into one area. And you'll see some examples of that within some of the workspaces over here. And then analytics. So these are all of my personal dashboards that I have in here that you can see. I have dashboards that I can favorite, recents. So if I wanted to come in here and look at the marketing dashboard that I have for myself, and you can start seeing some of the real data analytics and BI that is incorporated within Slingshot. And I'll quickly show you in a little bit how to create one of these. So this is your personal area here. And then of course, your glory in Slingshot is bringing your teams together into this one common application. So here I have my marketing team that is working in this workspace. I can invite all of the members of my marketing team here. I have core content that's pinned right at the top. So I want to keep action plans and the process for updating the website and our leads and our sales top of mind for my team. So anytime that somebody from marketing comes here, they have quick access to the key content that I want to provide them. You have any of your mentions that you've missed within marketing. And then here I have a quick view of kind of like where my resource allocation is lying. So I can come in and I can look at Joseph lad here, and I can see a filtered view of all of his tasks, kind of where he's at, and see if I need to help him, maybe as a manager, come in and get him unblocked in certain areas. You can drill down into these and open the task cards and stuff like that. And then moving over to your workspace tab here, as you can see all of your projects going on at a high level with their status. So here I'm coming in and I know that we have a product launch going on, and I see that our product launch is at risk. So I want to kind of drill into that. I'll come here to this project, and I can quickly see that we started this January 1st and our launch is February 16th. Again, I have the members of this project. I have key content specific to this project. So our core deck, our key messaging, our competitive landscape, and a dashboard as well. Here I can see what's blocked in here. So it looks like social promotion is blocked. I want to kind of come in here and see how I can help Don out. So as a manager, you're coming in, hey Don, where do you need some help? Looks like Don answered me. I can come in here. Awesome. I'll check it out. And you can have these threaded conversations right within your tasks here. So closing this out. In here, taking a look, you can see Don answered me or reacted to my message. So within here is where your project management is coming into play. So my tasks for this project, I have broken up into different lists here to kind of organize everything. So I have, I can come to my notifications and see Don here collaborating with me in this task. So here I have a planning list, I have my website list, and I have my communication. So I've organized everything that I need to plan this project in here. I've sent out, or I've assigned my tasks with start dates and due dates. Within these views, you can bring in other fields. So if you're using like priorities and task dependencies and stuff. And then here you can see I've created a view for my website. So looking at this in a timeline view, I can quickly see my dependencies for my tasks, where people are blocked, clicking into your task cards from here as well. And these, again, they're collapsible too, so you can kind of look at things even from a high level here. And then we have our communication that for this one, I'm kind of showing you the Kanban board here. So you can see what's to do, what's in progress, what's in review, and what has been completed. And then tasks are very easy to create. So coming here, you can either add tasks from here or up here. You have your blue button. And let's say I want to create a dashboard for our results. Let's create a dashboard. Here you can pin any content that's needed, maybe from Google Drive or Dropbox, whatever. So maybe we have a file here that I want to pin. I want to assign this to Don. I want to set a high priority on this. And then I can give him a start date and a due date. And then click create. So I have a task now in here for Don to come and create a dashboard for us. He's already seen it and he's on it. Now coming over here to our content section, you can see here that within this project that we're kicking off, we have our core information here for our key content, and we have our analytics as well. So taking a look at another dashboard in here, you can see our sales dashboard once it loads, where you can see our new sales versus new seats. You can see here an example of one of our maps as well. So this is getting pulled in from real-time data in here. And then not every project needs tasks, content, analytics, discussions. So you have the ability to turn those on and off. So you can see that I have just the overview, tasks, and content on. So within here, you can turn on discussions and analytics as well now if you want to use those. So if I come over to discussions, I obviously don't have any yet, but this is a nice way to have basically different channels, threads, and topics of discussions that are going on for this project. So a good one for something like this would be the launch date. And that might be something that we need to kind of keep collaborating on. So I want to notify either specific people or all of our team members that I'm creating this. And you can say our launch date changed to the 12th. Everybody that is within this project will get a notification that I've created this. And now everybody also has access to these conversations. So if you're talking about key insights from data, a launch date, whatever it is, your full team has transparency into the conversations that are going on. And then if I back out of here, you can see that this is now a topic within this discussion, and you can create different discussions over here with topics. So it kind of eliminates the scrolling through of all of the different threads and stuff that you have going on in different channels. And then coming over to analytics. So I'm going to quickly as I can walk through of creating one of the dashboards that you saw here. So if I come to add a dashboard, I'm presented with our organization data catalog. So this is all of the data sources that are available to me inside of the organization that I belong to. I can see who last modified them. I can see the level of certification that the data source has. So whether it's our highest level of our data scientist that is has the ability to give it a gold rating, or if it's just our marketing analyst that has a silver rating or bronze. So it gives me a level of trust within these different sources, as well as I can see who can access these. And then if I come up to this add data source level, you can see all of the different connectors that we connect into. So you can connect right to your Google ads, your Google Analytics, your Facebook ads, and even Excel files. So showing you within Slingshot, everybody has a sample set when you log in to kind of get the feel of your analytics and dashboards. So I'll come here and I'll use the sample data. And basically it's an Excel file that's out on the web for everybody to access. Has a few different sheets within it that you can see has the different names. And I'll just use this marketing one and I'll select my data. And now I'm in the visualization editor here. So all of my available fields to use are over here. I can see the data source that I'm using. The settings for each different chart type are here. And then I can start creating. So if I want to look at, maybe I want a combo chart to see my monthly spend versus budget. Once I have what's needed for that chart, it populates here on the right-hand side. I can change this to be a currency for both of these. And then I'll change the title to be spend versus budget. I'll hit the check once I'm happy with my chart type. And then I can come up here and add something new. So say now I wanted to bring in my leads data from Salesforce, I can. So you can pull together different data sources into one dashboard. So there's no limit to this now has to only be this Excel file. I am going to use this Excel file though, just for the purpose of this. So if I want to go back into marketing and I want to create maybe a stacked bar chart, and we'll do territory paid traffic for the campaign. So now I can see what I'm spending in my EMEA regions for my different campaigns here. And I'll just change this to be spend by region. And I'll hit the check up here. So once I'm happy with my dashboard, I can continue to add. These will all, as you add, be the same size, but you have free range into kind of where you want these charts to lay and how you want them to look like. But I'll come up here and I'll do just our spend for right now. And I'll hit this check and I'm going to save it into this product launch here. So now everybody in that product has access to these insights that I'm now sharing right from within here. If I close that, I can see the dashboard exists here. A really good use case and example for our analytics too is up at this team level. You can see how you can organize your different team dashboards and metrics to give everybody really good access. This is something that we do internally where we have our columns for our paid campaigns and our SEO and stuff like that. So coming just back down to this project here as well, moving over to the right-hand side, we have Emily. So Emily is our AI assistant who's in very much of a learning phase right now. In the next release, next month too, you'll see more and more of her, but we have some help and guided tours back here. This tips for you is going to be a lot of learning of kind of like the different projects and stuff that you're kicking off inside of Slingshot and help you with like best practices and stuff like that. You have all of your notifications here. So I can see that a dashboard here was created. You can see that the notification came through from the topic that I created. And then you have chat. So over here is your little window for chatting that you can either expand and undock, or you can keep this always docked here. So you have kind of like your chat always open on the right-hand side. And you can create just one-on-one or group chats. So maybe within here, I just want to start chatting with Don and Marissa. You have your own personal chats over here. And then again, you can attach content, analytics, URLs, and files and everything. So you kind of now saw the overview, tasks, discussions, and content and analytics. But what the kind of glory of Slingshot is what we refer to as productivity flows. So all of those different use cases right now in the market, like they have their own applications. Like you have an app for your project management, you have an app for your analytics. So not only does Slingshot kind of bring them into one location here, but they work very nicely together, where from this overflow menu, I can come here and from some of these insights, I can start a conversation right with my team. So from here, if I want to, for this launch, I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing, for example, let's say high conversions in the APAC region. I'll come here, I'll say, hey, Don, I think we should lower spend in APAC, looking at conversions. And I could have created a net new topic as well. So now Don will get this notification right from that dashboard. Now he can come in here, he can access this dashboard, and he can then respond to me. Based off of response there, we can then even create tasks right from within this discussion now. So I see Don is typing away. Hopefully his fingers are moving quicker. So Don says, okay, we're gonna pull some from EMEA. So right here, you have a little overflow. I can create a task. I want that to go into our planning for this. And it pulls a link to this conversation, the message that he said, and I'll say, all right, we need actually Marissa now to go do this. Update the budget. Give her a date to do that for tomorrow, and now a task is created. So going from looking at data to gaining insights to collaborating with your team to taking action on those insights all just happen very seamlessly throughout the application here. And you can see, refresh this real quick, that they're all over in Slingshot on these overflow menus. So going from a task, you can start a private conversation with somebody. Hey, need an update here. And now whoever is in this chat has access to that task. And the same thing from if I'm in content, I can come here and I can create a task. And I want that to go into this communication maybe, and it will attach that document right to the task. And the nice thing about those types of flows, especially with content, is we aren't creating a duplicate or a copy of that document. It's that same document. It's just that same link. So you don't have to worry about version histories and do I have the latest document and stuff like that. Jason, do we have any questions? Kind of went through really fast on some things.
Interestingly enough, there was a lot of questions about Reveal app being retired. And yeah, basically I let everyone know that Slingshot is, they'll just kind of move into a Slingshot subscription. The embedded BI or the BI in Slingshot is Reveal. So there's no difference. There was questions about DIY widgets and things like that. So I just want to assure everyone that if you're using Reveal on March 9th, you will be switched over to Slingshot. And the cool thing is you just get way more features. So you can actually collaborate better and do a bunch of different things.
Yeah, and today there's nothing stopping you from moving over. All of your dashboards will come right over. So just use the same login as your Reveal login and you'll get all of your workspaces over here and dashboards. Yeah, and hopefully you recognize too everything in the dashboard flow that it is, as Jason said, it is literally Reveal inside of here.
Yep. And then there was another question about the Reveal SDK. That's a completely separate product still. In fact, Slingshot is powered by the Reveal Embed SDK for all its BI and analytics. So that doesn't change. We're going to continue to innovate and improve that product. And that's pretty exciting in the market today. We have a lot of customers using that. There was a few questions around workspaces and how to define members. So there's a workspace and then the thing underneath it is a workspace. And then how do you define members?
Yep, so the thing underneath is actually going to be a project. So that's coming out in the next release. So your top level here where you see marketing and sales are your workspaces. And a workspace can or doesn't need to have projects. So if I come here and let's go through maybe creating a new one. I'll create this to be sales enablement. And let's just go through create real quick. And here's where I can add my members in the creation process, or right from here, I can also add my members. You have owner, member, and viewers inside of workspaces. Only owners can invite other people. So here, maybe I want to, I'll just invite all these guys here. I can either make other people owners as well if I want to, or leave them as members, and then I'll click update. So here I have basically a fully functional area for us to collaborate around tasks, discussion, content, and analytics. There's no need really for me to create a project if I don't want to, But say I wanted to create projects for our individual product lines. I mean, you can come here, I can turn, it's the nice thing about the flexibility is I just want this now to be an overview. And I want to create projects within it for, we'll just use Slingshot as this use case and click create. And then I want all of the workspace members to be on this one. And now I have a project within here. Quick overview of the kind of like permissions is anybody that is on your parent workspace level has access to view any of the projects in here. Assigning them directly to it, like I just did, is essentially just bringing them up to here and inside of your task statuses. The nice thing about projects, though, is if I want to say I have an external sales rep, I don't know, for any reason, that's external to my organization, I can invite them to Slingshot and they don't get access to the sales enablement. So it allows for external invites as well. So it's a nice thing about it's not limited to your organization and you don't need to give them access to everything. Hopefully that made sense.
Another question in the Q&A box. Can anyone create a dashboard, and how do I stop other people from editing a dashboard?
That would be through the permissions. So anybody, yes, can come in here and create a dashboard. If you don't want them to, they could be a viewer. So owners and members can create.
And there was another one about data sources connecting to ERP systems. What kind of data sources do we have, and what options do people have for data sources?
Yep, so coming back here, so you have your Excel files, you can see our list of databases. We have a marketing and CRM section for like your Google Ads, Google Analytics, HubSpot, Marketo, big data, so connecting to like Google BigQuery, your web resources, and then your social media. So for Slingshot, we're on a release cadence of between every 6 to 8 weeks, and we always do release new data sources as well. So we have Twitter coming next and Google Search Console. So you'll be able to view your Twitter ads in there, and then looking at like your SEO rankings and stuff throughout Google Search Console. So we yes, continuously adding in here. So any data sources that you want, please do email me and we will add them to the list. But we do have a lot coming.
And I'll add that we support REST, OData. So like, for example, if you're doing some system we don't have, almost every system provides a REST API that you can take advantage of, or they provide OData. So there's options there for you in the meantime.
Yep.
This is always a good question. We use Microsoft Teams. How is this different? And I think it's, I'll start and then you can add more to it, Casey. I think the biggest difference between Teams is it was built primarily as a chat tool, and then things get bolted on, and it's a really disconnected experience, and you really don't have these productivity flows, integrated project management, integrated BI. Everything is just sort of ad hoc added. So Slingshot really does bring all this together into an environment where you can drive productivity, you can drive collaboration, you can get all of the benefits that you might be able to get from 4 or 5 different apps without task switching. And hopefully you saw, like, as we were kind of going back and forth in these real-time chats or discussions or commenting on things. I mean, this is how it works in real time. This is what we've been doing with Slingshot now for over a year internally at Infragistics, and we have a bunch of customers using it out in the wild. And that's the real benefit that they see. So I'll let you add to that, Casey, but those are the things that I experience with Slingshot.
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much covered it. I don't think in Teams I would have really been able to seamlessly like go from looking at Power BI into collaborating in Teams into creating something in Microsoft projects like you really can in Slingshot.
Yeah, so there's a lot of purpose-built tools out there. And by the way, still use Teams. I mean, Teams is great for chat. There's nothing wrong with that. Use Slack, but Slingshot's just a different type of product that really has a different value proposition, but it also has great chat and it also has great discussion. So you have options there. We're not saying we're better than Teams. We're saying we're different than Teams, and we have a whole different experience that we can bring to your teams and to your organization. So that was all of the questions, I think. Let me just flow through these really quickly. We had a huge turnout today. I want to thank everyone for joining. This was pretty exciting. And then what about Casey, release dates? I saw that in the beginning, you showed people where they can get the application now. Talk a little bit about that.
Yep, and you're seeing my slides again.
Okay. Yep, we see it.
Yes, we have a release planned for around the second week in March right now. So we'll be releasing new features and functionalities such as groups where you're able to create different groups within Slingshot that makes collaborating a lot easier. So if you have maybe a team of designers, instead of mentioning them individually and instead of assigning them individually to tasks, you can create a group and assign and mention and invite groups of people. More and more for our data catalog is going to be in there, new data sources, yeah, and much more. So next release right around the second week in March, and then we are on a continuous delivery from there every 6 to 8 weeks. But today, please go try if you haven't yet. Slingshotapp.io or in your native app stores. And to any questions that you might have about the product, feel free to email me directly, or inside of the product, there is a give feedback button where you can submit questions, feedback, things you like, things you don't like, and I maintain those things coming through as well. So I can always reach out to you if there's any questions from anything you submit as well.
Great. Oh, and Phil Dinsmore chimed in as well. He said one of the huge differentiators is the complete ease of use and simplicity. Notice how intuitive it was for Casey to demonstrate huge productivity improvements. Make sure to check out Slingshot on iOS. It is life-changing. And I think you experience that. You use your iPad Pro with your fancy keyboard all the time, Casey, and this is really like a great productivity tool on these mobile devices. Yeah, no matter what size they are, and even the mobile phone. The great thing is all my alerts come through. I don't miss anything. You know, because our entire corporate has moved to Slingshot, so it's really great how I'm always up to date.
Yep, agreed. Phil's message sounds like a social media post.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Phil. Maybe you can come work for us. That would be cool. Oh, that's Phil Dinsmore. I'm sorry. Well, okay, cool. Thank you, Casey. And I want to thank everyone again today for joining us. This was really great. We'll have a recording of this online. You'll get a follow-up email in the next 24 hours from the marketing team, where you can download the slide deck and you can share the recording with your colleagues. So thank you, everyone. And we'll see you at the next Slingshot webinar.
Thank you.
Thanks.